As the pandemic unfolded, we used our local data to forecast how many hospital beds we would need for people with COVID. So as well as making sure we had enough hospital beds for people that needed it, we also made sure that we had a safe and effective service at home for people who could be at home. And that's when we introduced oximetry at home.
So oximetry at home is a service for people who are confirmed positive with COVID-19, and they will be given a pulse oximeter at home to measure their oxygen levels and their heart rate. These then get monitored by clinicians twice a day to keep an eye on any sort of drops in their oxygen levels or anything that we'd be concerned about, to either take them into hospital or get a medical review or be kept at home and monitored safely.
Really, we didn't know what was going to happen with this virus and how far it was going to go. I was somewhat frightened in one way because I didn't know what was to come.
I felt devastated. You know, I didn't know if I was going to be able to cope with him if it got really bad. And of course our sons were unable to come and see us.
So for people like Martin and Wendy, and for many others, they generally like being at home if they can.
So patients were selected to come onto the ward if they're deemed as clinically vulnerable, or if a GP or a healthcare professional deems that they need monitoring because of their COVID-19.
COVID oximetry was a way of keeping people at home safely. And it also meant then that we had beds in the hospital available for people who definitely needed to go in.
It was like a weight being lifted off my shoulders when I was told he would be on the virtual ward.
Well, they used to phone, I think it was twice a day. They gave us this little thing here you put on your finger, which gave them the readings they required.
So as a GP, when I've spoken to my patients who have been on that service, they found it really reassuring because they had somebody contacting them on a regular basis. They knew that we were all talking to each other and that we could all see the same medical record. So it was really reassuring for both patients and their families to know that this service was here for them.
Well, I did feel safer being at home because I had my wife here supporting me, and also it restricted the number of people that I was mixing with. I was sort of on my own with my wife, and that made me feel great.